Most companies want to keep you alive so you can keep buying their stuff. It's generally considered a bad business move to liquidate your customer base. But occasionally, the R&D department takes a nap, and we end up with products so dangerous they make the Carboniferous period, with its giant, terrifying bugs, look like a safe playground. Today we're looking at products that were pulled from the shelves because they were essentially localized doomsday devices, starting with the toy that was literally nuclear. The atomic toy box. In the 1950s, parents didn't just buy their kids Legos. They bought them the Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Lab. This wasn't just science-themed, it came with 4 actual jars of uranium ore. The kit included a Geiger counter so kids could track the radiation in their own bedrooms. While the company claimed it was safe, they eventually realized that giving toddlers the building blocks for a mini Chernobyl was a bad idea. It was discontinued after only a year, not just because of the radiation, but because it cost $50 in 1950, which is basically $500 today. The backyard harpoons. Next, we have lawn darts, or jarts. Imagine a giant heavy metal spike designed to be thrown high into the air with the hope that it lands in a plastic hoop. Now, imagine a product that essentially combined the mechanics of horseshoes with the lethality of a medieval siege weapon. After over 6,000 emergency room visits and several tragic deaths, the US government finally banned them in 1988. If you still have these in your garage, you don't have a toy. You have a collection of unregistered weapons. The energy drink that ate your face. In the 1920s, before we understood that radiation is bad, people thought it was a miracle cure. Enter Radithor, an energy drink that was just distilled water infused with radium-226 and 228. It was marketed as Perpetual Sunshine. The most famous fan was a tycoon named Eben Byers, who drank nearly 1,400 bottles. He eventually stopped when his bones began to disintegrate and his entire lower jaw fell off. His death was so radioactive that he had to be buried in a lead-lined coffin. Radithor was discontinued immediately after, and the era of radioactive health came to a very dark end. The economic explosion. Moving into the tech and economics sector, we have the Ford Pinto. In the 1970s, Ford wanted a cheap, light car to beat the competition. However, they placed the fuel tank in a spot where even a low-speed rear-end collision could cause the car to erupt into a fireball. The truly disturbing part wasn't just the design, it was the economics. A leaked memo showed that Ford calculated it would be cheaper to pay out settlements for deaths and injuries than to spend the $11 per car required to fix the fuel tank. When the public found out Ford had put a price tag on their lives, the Pinto was finished. The X-ray fit. Finally, at the top of our pyramid, we have the shoe-fitting fluoroscope. From the 1930s to the 1950s, if you wanted to know if your new boots fit, you'd stick your feet into a wooden box that bombarded them with high-dosage X-rays. You could literally see your toe bones wiggling in real time. Parents loved it because it was high-tech. However, the machines were often unshielded and leaked massive amounts of radiation. Sales clerks, who stood by these machines all day, began suffering from radiation burns, and some even required amputations. It turns out, seeing your bones isn't worth losing your feet. If you want to see more interesting stuff or more pyramid format deep dives into things that probably shouldn't exist, make sure to subscribe. See you in the next one.